Silence is the newest Martin Scorsese movie and his first since The Wolf of Wall Street. It has also been his passion project for I'd say the last 3 decades. It is obviously directed by Martin Scorsese and stars Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver, and Liam Neeson. It centers around 3 Jesuit priests played by the aforementioned actors, 2 of which, the ones played by Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver, set out on a journey to Japan when it is discovered that Liam Neeson's character has denounced God in public. So, you can definitely tell that Martin Scorsese has been trying to make this movie for years and years. It's written by him and Jay Cox, who also wrote Gangs of New York in 2002, and the original plan was to make this movie after that, but due to finding a lack of funding, Martin Scorsese pursued The Aviator instead. So, you could tell that when Scorsese finally was able to make this thing, he wasn't holding back at all. Scorsese has hit a level of being at the absolute top of directors. He's certainly one of the best of all time, to where he can take risks like this movie and like The Wolf of Wall Street and be able to get away with it and actually walk away from the movies calling them great. And this movie is nothing short of great. It is spectacular. It is an absolute spectacle to watch Martin Scorsese's real passion be dripped onto the screen in front of you. The direction in this movie is absolutely stunning. There are a few sequences in particular that I was just blown away by. I couldn't believe that he was able to do it. I've never really seen anything like this in terms of direction from Scorsese before. He has a very set in stone style for himself. You watch movies like The Departed and Goodfellas, and you kind of notice that. You can sort of see that style. This sort of flips that around on its head completely. This is a slow, drawn-out picture that you don't see from Scorsese very often. Take The Wolf of Wall Street. It's a very fast cut, just sort of quickly moving film. Despite the fact that it's long, it feels rapid fire. Every scene feels rapid fire. This is the exact opposite. This is a series of long, drawn-out sequences that really end up working when you put them onto the screen. The screenplay is excellent. It feels real. Everything these characters have to say, the messages, their layers, everything they bring to the table feels real. It feels like you've been on the adventure with these characters, and when eventually they hit a certain point and they sort of drop to their knees, I'm not saying literally, I'm saying figuratively, you sort of do that too. You feel like you've experienced the ups and the downs of this entire mission, and there is a lot of them. There is a massive roller coaster going up and down with this movie that's basically difficult to not find yourself enthralled in. Each of the performances in this movie is spectacular, despite Liam Neeson not having a crazy amount of screen time. He does a great job with what he does. Adam Driver also, not a crazy ton of screen time, but when he's on there, he does an excellent job. I think he's definitely a name to look out for with Star Wars and Patterson, which I didn't see, but I've heard nothing but great things about him. I think he's definitely a name to continue to look out for. Something like Midnight Special, he was excellent in. So I think he's definitely a name to keep your eye out for. But Andrew Garfield was the real standout for me in this movie. I know Andrew Garfield's a great actor, and I knew that before going into this movie. He's excellent in The Social Network. I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, but I've heard nothing but good things about him. But this performance managed to completely blow me away. This is Andrew Garfield in a whole nother realm than we've ever seen him. He's just playing this character, losing it. He's breaking throughout this whole thing and attempting in his prayers and the way he follows his Christian religion to sort of keep himself sane, but what happens when that doesn't necessarily work? That's sort of what you're seeing with his character, and he really goes somewhere we've never seen him go before with this performance. I was absolutely stunned, and if I could update my Oscar predictions video, which I can't, but that doesn't mean I haven't really updated my predictions, I would say I think he's going to be a surprise. I think he could show up for Silence as opposed to Hacksaw Ridge, and I think it's going to get a lot of gasps from people, but if you see this, and I think if he's not nominated for this, I would consider that a snub. I think this is an excellent performance, absolutely worthy of a Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role nomination. Just overall, he has so many deeper layers, so many connections. It's just, he's just a really well-developed character, and it's a really, really well-done portrayal of that, and I was very shocked to see Andrew Garfield really do something like that. As I said, though, this movie, as opposed to almost completely working as an arc, it has its ups and downs and ups and downs. It's sort of interesting to see that, especially when it's sort of a drawn-out kind of movie. This is a long movie, not as long as Wolf of Wall Street, but almost that long. But overall, guys, this movie is shot beautifully, it's directed beautifully, it is portrayed beautifully, it's written beautifully. I don't consider 10 out of 10s to be absolute perfect movies. I think that's perfect is a different realm than 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a movie that you walk out of and you say, I can't think of anything wrong with that movie, and that's why I'm giving Silence a 10 out of 10. This is not for necessarily the weak-minded or weak at heart in terms of brutality. Don't kid yourself, this is a visceral, really brutal movie. Martin Scorsese was not holding back whatsoever when making this. That's how you can tell this is a passion project of his, is because everything that happens, it's completely conveyed to you. He doesn't puss out and say, oh, I can't show that because it's a movie. I mean, there's really some messed up stuff in this that not everyone's going to be able to handle, so know what you're getting into before you see this movie. I think the trailer is an accurate representation of this is going to be dark and gritty and pretty gruesome, so just be wary of that before you see this. But to those of you who love film and are okay with seeing things like this, I would completely recommend you see it. So, what did you guys think? Have you seen Silence? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.